Have you experienced sleep paralysis? Kind of crazy cross-consciousness state where your body has paralyzed itself in preparation for going into REM sleep, but somehow you get stuck and your mind is wide awake. And so you're in bed, but you can't move. And people who experience this report, very strong audio hallucinations. Often they experience that there's a scary presence or someone else in the room, and even the sensation of someone pushing down on their chest. And this could be a terrifying recurring experience. But the excellent news is, if you are someone who experiences sleep paralysis, it can actually be a lucid dreaming superpower. Because when you understand what sleep paralysis is, and you follow these 3 simple steps I'm going to teach you, you can turn that terrifying ordeal into a direct portal into a lucid dream. And then what sucked becomes a superpower. The first step of 3 is to recognize and understand the state. When you don't know what's happening to you, you don't understand what sleep paralysis is, and of course when it happens to us, it's terrifying. It feels like something almost sort of demonic is happening to us, and certainly people report it that way. But when you get that, sleep paralysis is kind of like a cross-consciousness glitch where you're kind of part awake, part dreaming, you get stuck in this kind of liminal limbo space. If you're able to say to yourself, wait, I am in sleep paralysis. Those crazy sounds and shouting or whatever I'm hearing, that's just a hallucination like a dream. That sense of the presence, that's just a hallucination like a dream. I know what state I'm in. You're able to bring your kind of sanity and lucidity to the moment. And instead of freaking out and getting to a tussle, you can move into the next 2 steps and get into a lucid dream. And step number 2, when you know where you are, relax. Often our instinct with sleep paralysis is to fight it. We try to push the body to break free of the paralysis, or we buy into the fear, and so we're in this kind of panic. The trick with sleep paralysis is to really release and relax into it. And I know it's really counterintuitive, but do you remember those kind of the finger traps? They're like toys you get as a kid. They have like a little, like they're kind of woven together, and you put a finger on each side. But every time you try to pull your fingers out, it got tighter and tighter. And the only way to actually escape the finger trap was to both push in and it would loosen, and then you could pull it out. And that's kind of what it's like with sleep paralysis. You really have to lean in and relax into it. Any kind of resistance seems to strengthen it. And so practicing this, and this is where you can use your emergency compassion response. If you don't have one, you can watch my video on how to make one. You can use something here to just kind of bring a sense of safety, a sense of power, and a sense of love into the moment. So once you've done that, you know where you are and you're relaxing, this is where you can really go to generate a lucid dream. Just for those of you who believe in and practice astral projection, apparently sleep paralysis is also a great doorway to that. But for me, my lane is lucid dreaming. So what we do here is, as you're relaxing into it, you're going to sort of dream surf into a lucid dream. And this means that you're going to start to visualize a dream. You might think of a location. You might focus on an animal you love. But start focusing your mind on something that you're going to move towards. And in the darkness, like often we're stuck with our eyes closed, in the darkness, you're going to really focus on that. Visualize it, visualize it, visualize it until it starts to emerge. And the cool thing is, because you're kind of naturally tracking into the dream space, if your body's in paralysis, it's preparing for the dream space. It paralyzes you so that you can't act out your dreams. So your body's naturally wanting to go into a dream. But what you get the chance to do is to stay conscious and to actually choose the dream you're going to go into. Now, as it forms, what you want to do is, as you start to see the first kind of visual hypnagogic imagery, you're going to focus on that and almost lean your consciousness into it. It comes closer, 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 closer. And it's going to start to thicken. And at some point, it's going to congeal into a 3-dimensional dream, at which point you're going to pop right into it, fully conscious, fully lucid. So you can imagine, if you are someone who has sleep paralysis, this can be a way to have guaranteed lucid dreams. It's a version, it's kind of like a half version of what they call the wild, the wake-induced lucid dream, where exactly this, you stay conscious from waking into the lucid dream. This is almost like you're already halfway there. You're in sleep paralysis, and so learning how to work skillfully with it can really change it from being something that you dread and you don't want to do into wow, this is an epic opportunity. I can go right into a lucid dream. And even just changing your relationship with the sleep paralysis state, you'll find, ironically, it often starts to disappear and you have less experiences like that.